Now, our new Queen is the Sun's front page this morning. This is the news that Camilla's Consort title has been dropped on the Coronation invitations, pictures of which have been released today. Now, Royal Editor Russel Myers joins me now. So 2,000 guests will be getting one of these lovely invites here. We've just printed this one out. It's not a real one because I haven't been invited, obviously. But tell us, this is really interesting, Russell, about the Consort being dropped. Why?
Well, it is. Good morning, Ranvir. Well, it's really interesting because just a year or so on from the late Queen saying it was her sincere wish that Camilla be known as Queen Consort, that was shocking enough because she's had a remarkable turnaround over the last couple of decades from sort of being public enemy #1 to now being our Queen. And Buckingham Palace announced this yesterday. It's the first time they've officially said it. There we had a brand new picture being released of the new King and Queen who will be crowned on May the 6th. That picture taken by Hugo Bernard. He's a royal photographer in the blue drawing room at Buckingham Palace. And yeah, I think there's some split opinion. I'm not going to, beat around the bush. I think that some people still think it's pretty remarkable that Camilla will be named Queen. But there you go. Now we have it.
Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? Because as you say, she was Princess Consort, wasn't she, for a while? But I guess this is what the King wants, and I suppose that's fair enough, But what we all noticed this morning, actually, about the invite was that it looks so lively and fun, almost like a sort of a children's birthday party invite with all the... But there's a real significance in why they've not kept it traditional. It's actually to do with the environment and the King's environmental credentials.
There is, yeah. Well, let me keep it up because I'm going to run you through all the things and you can feast your eyes on it. It's, as you said, going out to 2,000 guests, designed by Andrew Jameson, hand-painted on recycled card, obviously being very sustainable. We've got some gold leaf detailing, the Green Man motif at the bottom, which is all about British folklore, symbolising rebirth. We've got some butterflies, bees, ladybirds, wren, aurora, robin. I could go on, a lion, unicorn, a boar, and it's all from Charles's coat of arms. So I think it's a great design and something that you'll spend quite a lot of time looking for all those things, I think. I
think it's really beautiful. Now, Prince George has an official role in the coronation. It was expected, but now we know.
Yes, and a lot of rumours about what the Wales's children will be doing, and certainly Prince George as a future king has a real front and centre role. I think this is really interesting because obviously it's been really scaled down. We're talking about the cut price coronation. I'm not sure it will be that because it's still costing in the region of £100 million. But George will get a front and centre role. He has been named as a page of honour, and this is it's a big deal. There's only 4 of them who will be alongside the king. But at 9 years old, George is pretty mature for his age, I'm told. He's got a real good understanding of what's required of him and his grandfather and his father. So all eyes will be on George, and I think it's a pretty big occasion, not only for the King and Prince of Wales, but also for Prince George as well.
And the Queen's grandchildren, well, Camilla's grandchildren, will be also alongside Prince George, won't they? But what I find interesting still is that Harry and Meghan's children, I understand, and you can shed light on it, have not been invited. Is that still the case? And do we know what's happening there?
That's still really up in the air. We still don't know whether Harry and Meghan are going to come. They have been invited. We still don't know whether their children have been invited. But I think these details that are coming out from Buckingham Palace now tell you a lot about the organisation. But, I think we could even reference what Fergie said yesterday. Sarah Ferguson was speaking about Harry and Meghan, bizarrely, and she's on her book tour. But she was saying if you are chose to leave, you can't decide to be in, or you have to decide whether you're in or out. You can't cry about it when you're not invited to these things. You can't sit on the fence, and you must decide what your role within the family is. So I think pretty good sense from Fergie there, because that is one of the issues that Harry and Meghan did have when they chose to leave. So it's either one or the other, isn't it? Yeah,
but just briefly, we've only got 30 seconds or so. I thought there was a deadline by which Harry and Meghan had to say they were coming or not.
Well, listen, I'm sure there's a deadline for the 2,000 people that have been invited, but Harry and Meghan will probably be afforded a bit of leeway on that. But we're all holding our breath and waiting to see whether they come, because it will be big news, whatever that is.
What do you think they're weighing up?
Yeah, I think they were. I think I was told a couple of weeks ago that they still were undecided. So whether Harry comes on his own or with Meghan, it's on a coin toss at the moment.
Yeah, it's really, really fascinating stuff, isn't it? And it's funny when you said, Sarah Ferguson bizarrely was talking about them, and then you went, she's on a book tour. I thought, that's what she's talking about, because it's a thing that gets everyone talking, isn't it? Harry and Meghan still make all the headlines, whether they want it or not. Thanks so much. I always call you Royal Myers. It's Russell, but you're our Royal Russell. Thank you so much.
We can have that.
Now, royalty, Alison and Dermot, are here. Good morning.
Ranvir.